The Arizona Board of Regents is recognizing 4 University of Arizona professors for their work and accomplishments. And beginning tonight, we'll introduce each of them to you. We begin this 4-part series with a distinguished professor of theater and director of graduate studies at the School of Theater, Film, and Television.
Just to show you a little bit of the process, this is a 1/4-inch scale model of the Moroni Theater for Dracula. Here I am, almost 60, making dollhouses for a career. And it's great.
University of Arizona distinguished professor Peter Beudert does much more than build dollhouses. He is the head of design and technology at the School of Theater Arts.
From a production of a play which was at Actors Theater Phoenix.
A member of United Scenic Artists, he works professionally both on campus and elsewhere.
We create a place in where an actor performs for a short period of time, and people witness that performance. How much space is around it? Is that space darkness? Is it light? And does that somehow support the dramatic intent? So the restrictions then are not like architecture for living. It's more like sculpture for the event.
Beudert began his stage career setting up shows and working sound equipment for rock bands in the 1970s, including a singer from Beudert's home state of Michigan, Bob Seger.
I learned a lot about performance and what it was to kind of work as a team and do things quick and be, resourceful. I remember driving back from a gig somewhere in western Michigan, and Bob decided that it was time to stop in Jackson and play a concert. Already done one that day, so let's do another.
From there, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival provided intensive on-the-job training. Drafting and model building included.
Right. I love making the models. That's the best part. You have all these ideas and you wonder, what is it really going to look like? And you start making it and you put it together and you assemble it, and at some point in the day you get to sit down, put the light on it, and look at it, and you say, yeah, this looks pretty good. This might work. Or time to start over.
He is passionate about developing new talent and relishes watching students rise to the challenges inherent in theater arts.
I remember being here at 3 in the morning and working with the student designer. She still had this list of how to make this thing better. And I knew she was exhausted and the whole team was exhausted, but she knew just a few more things, it could be that much better. Now the student is working on Broadway now.
He steps in and helps them out when he needs to, but he also lets them wallow around in the mud for a little while and kind of figure their way out. And I think that's the hallmark of a really good professor, a really good teacher, is someone who doesn't always just simply supply the answer immediately, but lets the student develop their own sensibilities. And Peter does that very well.
Okay.
I'm his assistant for Julius Caesar, and I asked him, what do you want me to do, for you as an assistant? He's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I never thought of what I wanted to do. And so I was like, I want to do a little drafting, a little model making, but also I want to know what you're thinking when you're designing it, and I want to be there with you and feel and know what process you're going through. And he's like, okay, yeah, we can do that. So I'm just excited to live in the mind of Peter Beudert.
Beudert is leading UA Theater Arts students into increasingly complex interdisciplinary territory.
The brains of the operation.
For the past 6 years, his department and electrical and computer engineering have been sharing students.
It's not just theater students that are going from the University of Arizona to Las Vegas or to New York or to Los Angeles, but it's engineering students as well. So I think we've created some really unique and original experiences for these students, and the proof is they're getting jobs.
However, advanced technology is not always the answer.
One of the deals with Dracula is when we thought about bringing this crypt up through the floor with a hydraulic lift. And then we had this idea to actually build the crypt right into this little step unit here. So we had this stone tomb in which this actress was residing. But I'll tell you, backstage, the whole thing of getting her in it and getting that out was high drama.
We were 2 nights away from opening, and it just it was not working at all, you know, and we were in danger of decapitating the actor as we went through, you know, and of course I'm yelling and screaming, trying to make sure that nobody dies, and Peter, of course, just steps in and goes, okay, we'll take care of this.
When he's not building tiny furniture or conferring with student designers, Beudert and his wife Lynn, a UA art professor, can be found fixing up an ancient farmhouse in the French countryside.
Well, I have this alter ego when I go to France, and I become this mason. You know, I'm building stone walls and I'm mixing concrete, swearing in French, and just having you know, and I love it. Every experience, every production is new, and you put yourself into it, you work as hard as you can, you're as honest as you can be with yourself about what you're doing, and you get it on stage, and if it matches what it is you imagine, then you've done the job well. Go on to the next one. It's a great job. It's a truly great job.